It's Monday, and that means we have another episode of Monster Monday in store for you. This year, we are celebrating 5 years of helping these heroes live their best life. 5 years of doing epic. 5 years of making sure they have everything they need. Because of you, this is all possible. We thank you for not only tuning in, but we thank you for doing epic and being part of the Monster family. Because of you, all things are possible. I'm Riot, and alongside me is the world famous Misty, and we welcome you to Monster Monday. Yay! Welcome to Monster Monday. We're a shade late. We're having some technical difficulties off stage with their guest, so we were winging that as we were going. So we'll get them on here in a second. But you know, sometimes these things don't go as planned. Isn't that the truth?
That is how it goes. Yes.
You know, it's like you can have the best laid plan and it just doesn't pan out so well. So hello, Marky Mark and Taco. The question you were asking me before about the check, that did come. So I checked when I got home. I didn't have time to text you because we were a little busy. So, hey, Robin, Janine, Melissa, Gregory, got all kinds of people on here. So that's awesome. Yeah, so everybody's excited, I guess. So how was your weekend, Misty? Good, bad?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, we spent some time with Craig and Renee celebrating their 1 year anniversary. They had their bonfire or their pit. You know how wonderful that is.
Yeah,
so that was good.
Yep,
was a good time.
I was excited for him. I thought about it, talked to Craig on Saturday, then Sunday when the actual anniversary was, then I forget to call him and I get so busy doing my own thing that I space it all off. But happy anniversary to Craig and Renee. That's 1 year since we were up there at their wedding, so that was pretty awesome. And excuse me, it's crazy what a difference a year makes. You know, it's like, and it goes by so fast and just crazy. So, yep, it's all good. So yeah, Hop didn't see it broadcasted on Facebook. Yeah, we're having some issues, but it's all good. I think it's fired up on both now, the YouTube and the Facebook. So we got a busy day. We got some guests coming on, Meet the Monsters, and we have the wheel spin. I'll just give you a little teaser about the wheel spin. Look at all the names on that wheel for the wheel spin. So 728 names. We're going to get to that in a second, but I'm not going to keep our guest waiting too much longer. Tonight for Meet the Monsters, we have the Monster Makers, my mom and dad, coming on. So it should be fun. We get to hear a little bit about them and their story, how they got how they put up with somebody like me for so long. And it was kind of fun doing a little bit of prep work for the show. So without any more rambling, I'll just get them on here and introduce them. We'll go from there. Hey, how you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Everybody, this is my mom. This is Kathy and my dad, Mike. How are you guys? Everybody good?
Yep. All good. Hi, everybody. Glad to be on the show.
Yeah, that's awesome. We were trying to get the screen turned the other way, and that's where some of the technical difficulty came from. So that's why my dad's screen is locked on, so won't let it go to the horizon view, and it won't unlock. So we're having a little trouble, but we're just going to make do. So thanks for coming on tonight, everybody. I always ask about my parents and how they put up with me growing up and how they put up with me doing all this stuff. So it's fun to have you. A lot of people have met you guys, and one of them that I think is so funny how he met you is Iron Man, and this is a picture of Iron Man that was last.
Yeah.
What was that?
That was funny.
Yeah,
that was
last
Easter
year.
Sunday.
Yeah, the guy and his gal is snooping around our yard, and I couldn't figure that one out.
That was fun. That's when we had the geo hunt, and they were doing the hunt for the coins, and I had hit a coin for anybody not familiar with it. I hid a coin in my mom and dad's little flower bed in their
Yeah,
front yard.
unbeknownst to us.
But I never told them I hid it there. And then, sure as
Yeah.
shit, a monster showed up and went into their gated community. I don't think your gated community holds a lot of, does a very good job at securing, because on Easter Sunday, some random bikers went in, could dig in your flower garden, no problem. So
I know we put new locks on our door after that.
that was pretty funny. But I got a picture here, and Mom, you'll be able to tell me about this, because we always talk about our motorcycles and how many horsepower they have, and everybody's bragging about the horsepower of these new motorcycles and how fast they are, and I found this picture of the original horsepower.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking of that when you said horsepower. I was thinking of my horses.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
Well, this was a long time ago.
It was.
A
You were just little.
competition horses, but I would have been like 7 years old in this,
Yeah.
somewhere in that neighborhood, I would guess. But
Yeah.
I like this because it was the horse I rode, so it was kind of fun to
Star. Yeah.
Yeah.
hold this
Good
picture.
horse.
But I was telling Misty beforehand, I said, man, like when I was looking at this picture today, it really made me realize how young you were raising a savage like me. And I thought, damn, man, what a job to do. Like, you look like Taylor, my daughter. Like, you look like her age. So her age right now, you had to deal with me at 7, 8 years old. It's just crazy, how different that is.
Oh, I know. I know. And I didn't have that little black book in my hip pocket telling me what to do when you screwed up.
I never screwed up. That was
I'm sorry.
misparenting. Yeah, that's number one.
You're a little clumsy though.
I did
because
break a few bones.
I remember one time you and your friend stumbled up and fell down the stairs, and Mom thought, you were older teens then, but Mom thought you might have been drinking, and I knew you were just clumsy.
Yeah, I was clumsy. I think I was having a seizure or something.
Yeah, seizure. I think that's what it was. And I look at your dad and I'm like, why are you not doing anything?
Well, I tell you what, like, who puts that many stairs in a house when you have teenage kids? You should have built a house with a different kind of entrance.
One story like we have now.
Yeah, that's right. You don't
Yeah.
need stairs.
Yeah, add me down a basement.
Like an obstacle course.
Yeah, stumbling and bumbling around. So both you guys rode motorcycles, and so Dad, how old were you when you started riding a motorcycle?
Well, I had a Cushman Super Eagle when I was a kid. And then I borrowed your motorcycle. Well, actually, we swapped my truck. You needed a truck for the summer, so I used your motorcycle. And then the next one, I was in my 50s, before I bought the Ultra Glide. And had that for a while and had a good time. We enjoyed our run to Sturgis, you and I, and
yeah, my dad and I rode out to Sturgis one year, and I was on a hardtail, and he was on an Ultra, and that was pretty fun. But do you remember how hot it was that trip, man? It was like 113 degrees going through Mitchell.
It was windy. It was so windy, and you'd zip by those semis, and I'd come up. You were leaning into the wind, and then you had to straighten it up when you went by the semi. And then as soon as you cleared the semi, you had to lean again. It was that crosswind was terrible.
And when Dad got there, Amy gave him the brass balls award.
Yeah.
I thought that
was
was
set of
pretty
brass
cool.
balls for the back of his motorcycle. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that was good.
That was
a good
good.
time.
Yeah,
It was a good time.
but everybody asked, what kind of influence my parents had. So here's a little video of the influence the parents had and kind of how things worked out. So if we got little kids, you might want to plug your ears.
I wonder why I'm so fucked up.
This is one of my favorite videos.
Oh Lord.
Not one of mine.
I wonder why I'm so fucked up.
It must have been the friends you hung out with.
Yeah, exactly. I guess so, but it was pretty funny. That was pretty good. But Misty, you got any questions for my parents before I get on with any more rambling with them?
Yeah, I got a couple. What was Riot like really as a little boy?
Jeff was a very lovable kid, really, he was. But at
Still am.
times, yes, but at times when he was growing up, I thought God was punishing us with this kid. Because when you have a daughter first that's so compliant with everything you ask and want them to do, she just did it. Where Jeff put up a fuss about most everything. But as he got older, we didn't get along so good for a while. When he was in high school, it was pretty rough, his high school years. But
Yeah.
after that, it was, it all came together. And he grew up, and I changed my attitude a little bit too. If I had to do things over again, I might not be so strict. Jeff, you hear that?
Yeah.
I know I was a little strict.
I was pretty hard on Jeff and the kids. I had them do a lot of work and stuff, and Jeff always did a good job. But he had a big heart as a child. When he was about 4 years old, we were in a theater, and we were watching Lassie, and Lassie got lost and was trying to find her way home, and it was really a sad part of the show. And Jeff's about 4 at the time, and he hollers out, "Someone turn the channel!" It was a classic. Everybody in the theater roared. In those days it was quiet in the theater, but everybody thought that was funny. It was good.
That
Yeah.
was pretty funny.
Awesome.
Well, who did keep watching the show and Lassie can't find his way home? So that's
Yeah.
awful. So
Yeah.
that's pretty good. But I did keep my parents hopping. I had quite a few broken bones, quite a few mishaps. There was plenty of trips to the hospital, plenty of phone calls, that kind of thing. So I was no joy. I know that's for sure.
But I took good care of you when you got injured. I remember you broke your leg in the barn, and I splinted it up really good and told you it wasn't really that bad. And
Yeah, that was some other times as a kid. I didn't go to the hospital when I had broken bones. They got fixed or they got ignored. And so when I got my leg broke and my dad said, "We're going to the doctor," I remember it vividly. I thought, I'm going to die. Like this is so bad. I don't know anything about why my leg's facing the wrong way, but clearly I'm going to die because my dad's not even attempting to fix it. And I thought, if he's not even going to give it an effort, then there's no way. I'm going to die on the way to the hospital for sure. Because any other time he would at least gave it a good, a good effort to try to straighten it out and duct tape it together and then let my mom talk him into finally taking me into the hospital or something. But, it would have been a few days. So when I went there, they did take me to the hospital that time,
And your leg was put in a cast.
Yep, got put in a cast, and it was all good.
Yep.
So it was
Yep.
kind of funny, but yeah, we had a lot of good times. I grew up on a farm. Most people know that I grew up on a farm, and so we were busy farming and playing. We always had scooters, that same Cushman scooters, but I learned how to ride, a motorcycle on, and we had mini bikes, so it all rotated down. And Mom, when did you start riding motorcycle?
Oh gosh, I was afraid you were going to ask me that. I must have been in my early 60s, right? I'm thinking late 50s, early 60s.
Was that Yamaha the first one?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, she bought a little Yamaha. I don't even know what it was, but she bought it and I went and got it for her. But I was not a big fan of trailers, so I rode it home for her because motorcycles didn't belong on trailers. And I don't know what size that was, but it was about 8 sizes too small for me. But I got it to your house, and I remember my mom riding that motorcycle around their little field parking lot area. Practicing. So I told people to practice. My mom did it on grass to learn how to ride a motorcycle. Do you remember that?
Yes, and sometimes I went to Isani at the church where they had a big parking lot, and I practiced up there too.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Then she got a Street Glide. I remember that bike. That was a beautiful bike.
Yeah.
And then and you went to Sturgis as well. And how'd you like riding out there with 500,000 of your closest friends?
It was a little trying. there were so many bikes out there, Jeff, and we were trying to get out of a parking lot. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting to go. And you're yelling, Mom, just go. They'll stop and wait for you. Just go. And I'm like, oh my God.
There's my mom with like zero experience on a Harley. She goes to Sturgis with one of the most impatient Harley riders there is. Because when I rode, I think I was on hardtail back then too, but I rode like a maniac, and I had just I didn't give two shits about anything. If we pull out, if somebody didn't like it, well, then we'd stop and fight on the sidewalk for all I cared. I'm telling my little mom to just give it the gas.
And I did. I did.
Yep, exactly. And that was a lot of fun, though.
It was.
a
It
lot
was.
of
It was
fun.
a great memory, great memories. And the first year we went out there, I think there were like 580,000 motorcycles at that rally. I mean, the second time we went, there was another rally going on somewhere, and it had drawn some of them off. So it was less than 500,000. But that first year, I mean, it was solid motorcycles when you went out on the road. I mean, it was just solid.
I think that was one of the anniversary years, if I remember right. I don't remember which one it was, but they always draw a bigger crowd, and that was the good old days. Remember when I got hassled on the street and almost went to jail right in front of my parents for not having my glasses on? Remember that, when I was walking my bike into town, and they started hassling me for not having I had my glasses up on my head like that instead of over my eyes, and
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I'm not sure if you were there, Mom. I know Dad was, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I got into it with the police, and they were going to bring me to jail. I thought that's going to make a great story if I go to jail. Of all the things I've done in my life, I go to jail because my glasses were on my forehead, not on my eyes, on a motorcycle that's not running as I walk it into town, because that thing got so hot,
Yeah.
I couldn't sit in traffic with it. So,
Well, you had a lot of experience of pushing things alongside of the road when they weren't running.
yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. But motorcycles have changed a little bit since that Cushman scooter. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That Super Eagle was a beautiful machine, though. I mean, for its time, it was a great machine. And
still a great machine.
I was like 14 years old when I started riding that. I had other scooters before that, but that one was really a great machine. And it had a baffle you could pull out of the exhaust pipe, and I'd pull it out after I left home, and then it really made a racket. And I'd go by my aunt's house, and I'd let up on the gas. It could go, brrrr, and her dog would start barking. She'd call my mom, and she'd say, that motorcycle that Mike has is just too loud. And so my dad comes out to check. Of course, I got the baffle back in, and it's whisper quiet. And he tells my mom, tell your sister that she's imagining things.
Yeah, everybody's always out smarting the exhaust.
Yeah.
It was good.
And it was so great because it slid out real easy and slid back in real easy, that baffle. It was designed, I guess, for that purpose,
Yeah,
It
perfect.
worked out really good.
But Misty, what else you got for him? You're good. You got good questions.
I got a couple more actually.
Awesome.
But if we have time, but
We'll make time.
Riot moving out, your idea or his?
Oh, clearly it was his
okay.
idea.
Okay.
I wasn't standing in the doorway obstructing it, though. I have to say that there was an insurance company that let me know that my insurance was going to be canceled. There were a few too many claims, and they said, but I said, Jeff's not living here anymore. Oh, then it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah, I think Jeff moved out after you graduated, right?
Oh, yeah. You graduated high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
after I
then-
graduated high school. That it was funny because the police came for my dad. The police came for my dad one time, and he wasn't real happy about that either because I got some tickets in his car, and so the police came to the house over that. And then after I was out of the house, years later, so the police came then, and then years later, we were building a house and lived with them for I don't know how long, a couple months. But the very first like 2 weeks we're there, I had a little mishap at the bar, and the police came to the house asking questions. And it was just like old times. I'd been gone for like 6 years, I guess, at the time, maybe more. And it was just like old times. I was there 2 weeks, and the police were back at the front door knocking, asking questions, and I had to go in and have a little chat. So I was just trying to do that so they felt comfortable having me there again. So it was like no time had passed.
Like
No
old
lack of
times.
excitement.
Yeah,
I
there was
bet not.
no lack of excitement. All right, that was pretty good. All right, Misty, what else you got? You got another one ready? You
I
pre-thought these.
This one's not about Riot, but what do you like better, Minnesota or Florida?
Oh gosh, we love Florida, but both of us miss family and our good friends that were back there.
Okay.
I do miss the 4 seasons, but I don't miss it enough to want to live there in 2 of the seasons.
I was hoping you'd say that. Anyway.
Yeah, no, we're very happy down here. We
Good.
are. But we
It-
loved Minnesota. We did.
Good.
Yeah, Minnesota, but you had it pretty good when you were there because you went to Florida for a part of the
Yeah,
na-
we
a
did.
part of the nasty part. So
Okay.
that
Yeah.
was a little that was a
That
little
makes
better.
sense.
So
Yeah.
it was pretty good. So yeah, and my mom and dad have been big supporters of Mild Monsters since the beginning. And my dad collects golf balls and goes and finds golf balls in the woods and then sells them in a little stand on the golf course. And
Nice.
has done that for a long time, and he's gotten his neighbors to support us. So they've always been involved. They're not the most social media active people, but I think they do pretty good for parents' age. Being
For being old people, right?
Yeah. You're not as
awesome.
old as some parents out there, but all that stuff is kind of a hassle, and you guys do a pretty good job of navigating it. So you stay
Well,
up
thanks.
to speed on things. And how is it? Did at the beginning of the Hokahays, you were pretty nervous, but I think now you're more relaxed about it. But Mom, you were pretty nervous the first few races, even though I was way old and not like a little kid anymore. But I think I'm always a little boy. But I remember you were pretty nervous for the first couple of them for sure.
I
And I guess
still am
even when I
nervous,
crashed,
Jeff.
you were still a
Yeah.
little bit of a nervous wreck.
We both worry a great deal
Yes.
about that.
And we both pray every night for your safety and all the other monsters' safety every night.
Yeah.
That's in our prayers every night.
Yeah.
That God is with you when all of you are riding.
It's a
Yeah.
great cause, you're doing a wonderful thing. There's no question about that. You're helping some kids that really
Need it.
don't
Yeah.
have a lot of help anywhere else. And so I certainly support everything that you're doing. But I do, you're my son, so of course we're gonna worry about you.
Yeah, it's
No matter, it doesn't matter how old the kids get, you still worry as a parent.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But it takes a lot of what they taught to do what we do. So I know a lot of people must have had parents like I had, like it's just, they never let me quit anything and never let you stop no matter what. It didn't matter. Like I got bucked off a horse, and it was either you get back on the horse, you get your ass whooped, and then you get back on the horse. But Mom wasn't having it, like you're getting back on. And that mentality as a kid, you're all mad at the time about having to get back on that horse. And that's just one of many things. But you don't want to get back on that horse, but and you do it because you don't want the horse to know they can buck you off. But it also
That's
teaches
right.
you that it doesn't matter what life kicks at you. You can't just be like, okay, I'm done, I'm going home.
Yep.
Day 8 of a Hokahay sucks really bad. I didn't sleep. It's raining on me. My sleeping bag leaks, all that good stuff. And
that's when you got to pull your big boy shorts out.
yeah, exactly. So, I'm happy for my upbringing. It was awesome. We lived on a farm, and it was great. And we had a lot of fun, and, it was a lot of work and a lot of no nonsense parenting went on in my place. But, at the end of the day, all that stuff does pretty good. And, you got 3 kids, and they all turned out none of them are in jail, and they're all pretty successful. And you know,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
we're proud of every one of
the way you did
Jeff.
it, was pretty good. So
Well,
it was
thank you.
awesome. But
Thank you. Yeah.
you know, I did want to show you one other thing because this is just a quick video. Let me find it here. I hope I got this dialed in right. All right, I'll put it on, but I got my new motorcycle, so I just wanted to show you the new motorcycle quick. Hold on one second. Everybody, I am getting the new bike all set up and ready to go for the long haul. It's going to be used a couple days while my other bike is getting serviced over at Rawhide Harley Davidson outside of Kansas City. So on the big ride, I can drop a bike off and then take this bike for a couple days. So it should work out pretty good. But before I did that, I had to get it all decked out so it's ready to go. So I got a lot of our long distance riding tools, so to speak, mounted on here. And I got to thinking, I haven't announced the bike's name. I can't leave home on a bike without a name. So I thought today was as good a day as any to announce a name that I had picked out the moment I picked this bike up. My bike's new name is Tuffy. The bike is named after my mom, whose nickname, road name, is Tuffy. She is super tough, and she raised me to be a little rough and a little tough. So that works out really good when we're doing our long distance rides. And if I didn't have a lot of my mom in me, I would never be able to do what I do for our heroes. So in part, she's responsible for everything we do here at Mile Monsters. So I'd like to present to you my bike, Tuffy, which I am sure is going to be the toughest bike I've ever owned.
Oh, I'm
Peace.
sure it will be. I'll be watching that bike for sure.
Yeah, so I thought I was waiting to tell people the name of the bike. I hadn't told anybody, so I did leave it on. It was on a file. It was on a file sitting on my desk, and I thought Amy saw it one day, but she didn't notice it. So I didn't even say anything. So, but that bike is super nice. I got it all decked out, and I'm sure it's going to be pretty tough. So, Pearl was the other bike, and then that's never let me down. And then I had a bike that I called Dolly because I love Dolly, and I always told Amy she'd be my hall pass, and that bike damn near killed me 3 times. So I'm never doing that again. So then, I had my Amy, and then I just stuck with it and had 1, 2, and 3 because I went through those bikes really fast. But now I got this really nice black bike, and it looks really good. It's about your height. And so I thought it was perfect. So I thought Tuffy was a very fitting name for that bike because it's a lot like you. It looks really good. It has some flashy features, but it's just tough, and it'll just go. So I hope that bike is half as tough as you are, and it'll be all right.
I hope so too, Jeff. It'll do you good.
Well, that's awesome. Do you have anything else you want to ask her, Misty?
The only other
Or
question
him?
I had was their middle names and
Our
their
middle
favorite
names?
color. Yes.
Yeah. What's your middle names and what's your favorite color?
My middle name is Anne. My favorite color is red.
Nice.
And Dad?
My middle name is Dean.
Dean?
Yeah.
And my favorite color probably is, I don't know.
He doesn't have a favorite color. He's
Red, it could be
colorblind. So
blue.
Yeah, he's colorblind, so it doesn't
Is
really
he?
matter.
yeah. His favorite color is whatever color he
Purple.
can see.
I like a variety of colors.
He sees many colors, yes.
Whatever you see, right?
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
it's pretty
Yeah.
funny. Ah, man, I had one picture I didn't load on here. Dang it. I had one. I'm going to see if I can add one picture here quick because there is one picture I wanted to show you because I was laughing at this one picture I had of my dad. Like this is my dad and I on a hunting trip, and my dad may be colorblind, but he did notice that I didn't have any orange on, and he's like, "You do realize we're deer hunting? You don't have any orange on." And so even in deer hunting, I'm not known for my putting safety real high up on the thing, and so I told him I'd wear wear a hat after that at least. But I thought that was kind of funny. So I thought, you're colorblind. How are you even noticing that? So
Deer don't see colors, and I'm trying to convince you of that.
yeah, I know. I don't care about the deer. I don't want the people to see me either. So
Oh, okay.
it's all good. But yeah,
Okay.
we've had some great times. That's for sure. But I thanks for coming on. Misty had some
Well,
great
thanks for
questions.
having
That's
us.
awesome.
Well,
It's
glad to
Was
see you
wonderful.
both, Jeff and Misty.
too.
Very good.
Me
Very
too.
yeah.
good. You both do a great job.
Yeah, I thank you for all you do for the Mile Monsters, for all you do for me and the family. So it's awesome. I like to get down to Florida and see you when I can. And this
And we
ride
love
ends
it
in
when you
Florida,
do.
Panama City Beach. So maybe you guys can come up to that. I'll be done in 40 days. So then
And
I'll be up in
good
your
luck.
hood.
Good luck on that
Yeah.
run as you're carving out Mile Monsters Incorporated across the United States. That's quite a feat.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's pretty. It's going to be a great ride. So
yeah, that'll be
you know,
a memorable ride for sure.
How many
that's
riders will be in that, Jeff?
just me, and then whoever meets me along the way. So
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
who's going to be there, who's going to meet up, but it's just me doing the bulk of it. So that's all good. But
Yeah.
it's been a long time coming, so this is going to be epic, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
Definitely epic.
Well,
yeah.
move safety up a notch or two on this ride.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but it'll be all right. I'll keep you posted. I do have
Yes.
I do have my Starlink that's going to be with me, so I'll have communication at least. And my dad has always been my go-to. So my dad has always been my emergency contact. And so I don't know, he's 80, so I don't know at what age you stop having my dad as the emergency contact, like
I think about it next year.
so for now he's my emergency contact. So I think my phone, if anything happens to be like, my phone naturally calls him, and now it's set up to call him. So
Yeah,
it'll
if
be
he
all
answers
good.
his phone.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that works best. But
I'll make I don't want any emergency calls like that. That's terrible. That one when you got busted up on.
Yeah, when Amy called, that about
Run.
tore us apart.
Yeah, that was not a good one. I don't like calls
yeah,
like that. So call me
sorry about
anytime,
that.
but I hope I never get those calls. I
But
don't like those calls.
in my defense, I did prep you pretty good all through life. I kind of built up to it from, broken hands,
Yeah, that you
feet,
did.
face, legs,
Yeah,
arms,
yeah.
Yeah,
stitches.
getting the top of your scalp ripped halfway across your head.
Yeah, I
Yeah, when I
see
ripped the
her.
top of my head off and you got the phone call, I was kind of
Yep,
leading up
5
to it.
o'clock in the morning.
So it wasn't a big, when you get a phone call, you're not like, oh, I can't believe it. It's like, you're not
Not
like,
again.
oh, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
Again.
Hard to believe.
when you tried to saw your leg off that time, that was a borderline disaster.
Yeah, that could have been much worse, but that was, I kind of forgot about that one. Yeah, so at least I was I had you prepped for it. So when you got a phone call, I don't think you were like, oh, I can't believe it, shocked. You kind of had to roll with it a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
No, well, you did good, Jeff. You did good. You turned out to be an awesome man.
Yeah,
And
I survived
we're very proud
the
of
test
you.
of time, and thanks for sticking with me through the rough years when it wasn't so easy.
Yep. Wow.
It's a lot easier being a fan of Riot now. These other people that watch, and they don't have any idea how tough some of those years might have been. So anyhow, we don't need to go
Yeah.
into that. Those are long gone.
Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome. But thanks for coming on. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Love you.
love you much.
Oh,
Love you a lot.
Thanks for
I'll-
having us. And
I'll
we love
talk
you
to you
Thanks
this
for
dearly.
week.
being here.
All
Yep.
right.
You too, Misty.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
bye now.
I'll see
Bye-bye.
ya. Yeah, that was awesome. They did.
That was.
The screen got locked, so it didn't go sideways. But that was all. So
That's
as
okay.
far as mishaps go, we'll take that. That's
Yeah.
pretty much nothing. So,
That was awesome.
yep, that was good. You had some good questions, so that was kind of funny. So, like raising me, I don't think was too much of a picnic, especially when you're in your 20s, and
know.
I think my mom was 19 Yeah, she was 19 when I was born. So, she's 29 years old when I was 10. And when I was 10, I was already pretty, pretty full on. If I was full throttle by 10 for sure.
Oh,
Oh, that's pretty good. So anyhow, now I gotta regroup and get focused. So
dear.
what do you want to do? Do you want to do the spin the wheel and see who would get our 5 people? That gets people all fired up. Or do you
That'll
want to
get
do the
everybody fired
news? Or do you want to do the news and then do the wheel last? What do you want to do?
Let's do the news. Make people wait.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. I'll fly through it and then
Hey, you want to see something funny?
I do.
Hi, Mom. Hi. Oh, Mom, I just saw your phone was still on, so I just thought I'd throw you back on the screen.
No, she thinks you're still there. Oh, you're
that's
so
all good.
mean, Right, you're mean.
Oh, that's funny. All right, now we'll get to the news.
Okay. I just wanted to mention M77. Did I miss 17? The 3 7s.
Yep,
and
exactly.
Street Cred are on day 124. I don't have the
124.
miles. Yeah, I don't know if you know.
I had
miles,
I think I had the link, but I didn't go into too depth because I knew it was going to be a long show tonight. So I kind of
Yep.
I knew
Okay.
we'll just hit on the date, and they're
Yep.
still out there killing it. And
They
not
are.
to act like it's nothing, because doing 7 miles a day
Oh,
is
can't beat it.
amazing. Riding your motorcycle every day is amazing. Those things are not easy task.
Doing anything every day.
Anything. I mean, I don't care what it is. I mean, there's nothing I'm going to do every day, for the whole year. No way. Not
No.
happening. Especially walk 7 miles. No way. Or ride a motorcycle. No, there's just nothing I'm going to do. So anyhow,
Well,
that's that.
I'm still laughing. Okay, I heard from a few of the boys. I didn't bother anybody, but a couple of them reached out to me. Brody's counting the days till school's over. He's done next week. And he also has a field trip coming up, so he's pretty excited about that. And he's all excited about his ramp is done except for the railing. So we
That's
got
awesome.
that. I know.
Yeah, I'll get some pictures from them when it's done. We
Yeah.
show everybody what they paid for. So that'll be great. And it's crazy too, like the different schools, how they get out at all such crazy different times. Like he's
I know.
talking about like hardly any school left. And like the school where my kids went, the school where I live, they have school until the end of June. It's like
Oh, you're
June,
kidding.
like Father's Day is when they're getting done with school. It's like June 19th or 20th, something like that. So it's crazy that how the difference in the country has all that. It's nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Alfie, he heads to the States tomorrow for treatment. So that's a good thing. He's got that coming up, and he's looking forward to that. And also his football team won, so he was pretty much over the moon with that. So
That's so funny. I was really hoping they were going to come the end of April when I could get down there, but I talked to Alfie the other day. He said they were coming down this week. I was like, that just sucks. I can't go to South Florida and then go to what I got going on. So not going to work this time.
Gotcha.
But if anybody is in South Florida and wants to meet up with Alfie, let me know or let us know and put something on Facebook, and somebody will hit you up and give you the details of it if you do happen to be around there.
Yep. I'd love to go. That'd be awesome. And Jackson, he is struggling a little more with his emotions. He says he's dealing with issues with kids getting in his bubble. And that's kind of been a little bit of an issue with, so with that, so he's
That's never ending. People are always annoying me when they get in my bubble too. So
I think so. So hang in there, Jackson, with that. And so Gavin's pretty excited. His bathroom sink is in, the countertop's not in, but it's crazy, what these kids have to deal with, because he's so excited that he can now brush his teeth and wash his hands without help. So with having this sink in.
yeah, that's what Gavin wanted for Christmas. And it's just crazy that, this things I give zero thought to. a
Yeah,
sink
you don't think about that.
counter, like zero thought,
Yeah.
so it's pretty I'm really glad that they could do that and get it in.
Yeah, you don't think about stuff like that. Simple things like brushing your teeth and washing your hands.
Yep,
They struggle with stuff like that.
exactly.
Yeah. More paintings to come with Gavin. There's like 3 more black and white, or not black and white. I'm sorry, red, white, and blue pictures to come. A little bit different pictures to come this week, and there'll be some acrylic on these ones, so the plaster and that, so they'll be a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see it. I haven't
Me too.
seen it yet, so I'm gonna hit them up and try to get a sneak peek. I like that.
15 and a half days and counting for him for school. So see, everybody's got different times with school. So that's
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So that's that. Their taco feast is coming up June 6th. They're hoping they're so busy that June 7th was his diagnosed day. They're hoping they're so busy they forget about the day of the 7th, and they can just
Yeah,
be busy with that.
those are days that are not
Those
easily
are-
forgotten.
Not good days. Yes. You can there's currently looking for sponsors for the you can do business, be a business, a brand, or even someone who just wants their stamp on the goat's shirt. So you can
Yeah, that's awesome. We're definitely sponsoring it, Amy and I. So I got to remember to do that. So I'll do that this week.
Yeah, $250 gets you a shirt, taco swag, as well as 10 chances to win Babe, the blue bike. Reach out to Iceman or Mama Goat.
Yep,
That's what
I got to do that. So Amy, if you're watching, we're going to be in on we're sponsoring Gavin, and then you'll be in on winning me my Father's Day present for next year, new bike.
There you go.
I can't win it, but she sure can, and she can give it to me for Christmas is closer. We'll take it for that.
There you go. There you go.
That's perfect. And what day do you say the tunes his ride is on?
His ride is on I skipped that. I think it's the 15th. Do you know?
I'm looking at it right now.
It's that weekend.
16th.
It's in 2 weeks.
The 16th.
Thank you. I knew I was close. That's coming up. Yep.
That's awesome. And if anybody's going on that ride, you can hit Brandy up, Selena as well. I don't really know what they're doing. I know what they're doing, but I don't know exactly what they're doing. We got it squared away with who's going to be hauling Jackson. So they got a nice little fun ride going on. Nothing major. It's not going to be a blazing thing. It's just a nice little 45-minute, hour, whatever it is, little tootle through the countryside. That's really nice. So and then they're going to have lunch. So just going to be a nice little fun day. So if anybody is interested in that, hit them up. You can hit me up. I'll forward it to you or whatever. Put something on Facebook and they'll answer you. So I just talked to Selena today and they're all excited about it. And, it's just one of those things I'm going to miss out on that and a lot of other things while I'm out doing this ride. But for now, I'm thinking about once I get on my ride, I'm just thinking about the ride and that's it. And that's that. But, speaking of riding, also in news, we have Hopper came up with the levels. Originally, when we had the Monster Miles, we had levels for that you could achieve every level 1 through 13. 13 would be, half of a lifetime of riding and whatever, long time of riding. So Hopper came up with the things and they're really cool, and use some AI, to come up with some things to help them out. But they're out there now and look for those. So if you're, you can try to get, some people are already going to be, few levels into it, but this will give you a chance. And, those lower levels, you climb up pretty quick. So then you get a badge you can display and we're going to get you some cool, awards for achieving the levels. So thanks Hop for wrapping that up and getting that out there. Kind of clever. I like the idea of having the different levels for people to get to, because otherwise you just do it and you're like, all right. But if you have something where you can be like, oh man, I can be at, Slayer mode or at whatever, and be good. So, and those awards that you're working on those levels, that just helps the kids. It's just another avenue we have of helping kids and helping them with their treatments when they're coming to America. That's what that's about. So, every ride you submit is some money that goes to Elfie when he comes for his treatment, because that's exactly what I'm doing tonight, is sending that PayPal money to Elfie so they can have the money to cover their expenses when they get here, the food, the drinks, all it takes when they leave home. It's expensive when you leave home. And treatments are up there with up there near the top of things we like to help with, because you shouldn't have to sweat getting your kid treatments that save their heart, save their legs, save whatever it is. So, there's all kinds of rules what we can and can't do, but we can certainly do that, help them with the things we do. So it's all good. So pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Pretty good. All right. You got anything else for me? There was something else. I can't remember what I was going to tell you.
Gavin's contest ends Thursday, and they're really pushing to get that. Thanks, Hopper, for mentioning that too. That for school.
Yeah. Is that what? I guess I'll hit Hopper up. I was mowing my yard, and Hopper sent me a text about something. And I think that's what
Maybe
it was at.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Might have been what it was, because I walked in the house and was scrambling to get this ready. So I was kind of out of it. But anyhow, yeah, perfect. All right. And there are new rides out there this month, so check them out on our website. Just hit up, rides, Monster Miles, be all good. All right, I'm gonna get this wheel ready,
That's what everybody's waiting for.
Yeah, everybody waiting patiently to see if they're on there. First, let me share the screen, and there we go. Is that part? All right. So,
Wow.
as everybody knows, every month we're drawing 5 names, and out of those 5 names then get forwarded to the very last wheel that's going to happen in September, and there'll be 35 names on that wheel. 2 of those people are going to be on the stage to win the bike. So it's pretty epic to have it like this, and it's pretty cool. You get past this stage this month and you get, down to 35, your chances are 1 in 17 of making that stage. I think that's pretty good. But if you look over, here's the list of the names. I'm going to try to post that too, so people know. So if we miss somebody, we can double them up next month or something like that. But my hat's off to Mandy, who puts this all together. 700. There were 700 and something that she sent over, and I added the people who sent in checks. So if they sent in checks, then we add their name. I just manually put their names in. So there's a little more, but look at the list of names, 728 names on here. So if I scroll them through and somebody watches this tomorrow or whenever it is and says, hey, I didn't see my name on there at all, and I donated here, well, just point that out to me and I'll take the blame for it. So there's a whole bunch rolling here. A lot of familiar faces. Doom. Takes a little bit. I like this one. Mad Monkey Motorsports. That's awesome. Gotta have clever stuff like that. You're gonna have a business. I love it. All right. Still scrolling. I'm just trying to get it so people can see their names if they watch this, so everybody knows who's on here. And lots of them, which is super cool to see. So thank you everybody for donating and getting this. And Helga, that's my mother-in-law. So I really, really would love to see her win the bike, because she doesn't ride at all, and I know exactly where she could put it. So anyhow, I'm gonna shuffle it. How many times should we shuffle it? 3, 5? How many shuffles? 5. All right, 5 shuffles. All right, shuffle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are all shuffled up, and now we're going to get 5 people one at a time. And even if, just so we're clear, if this lands on Twister, who has already won one spot, she could win another spot and really up it. So somebody theoretically could win every month and give themselves, 7 chances on the at the end. But anyhow, just want to make that clear. Here is spin 1. I'm going to write these down. Who's going to be? Any guesses?
No.
No guesses, huh? Oh, That is awesome, Tim. Congratulations. You could use a new bike from what I heard too. So Tim had a little mishap and was a little hard on a motorcycle. So
Was he?
yeah, so he had to just go out and get a new motorcycle, which I don't have a seat for too. If he's happened to be on watching, he asked me if I had a seat, but I don't. Let's see. That's number one. Tim is in for the bike. Now number two. Who's it going to be? Any guesses? No guesses. I want to see Helga, my mother-in-law.
Helga?
That'd be awesome.
Helga. How's Helga?
Helga. I call her Helga. Donald. Congratulations.
Yes, awesome.
That is our second person. Now you're kicked out, but you only lose one spot. You could get twice on there just today alone. All right. Next up. There's a list of names over here. Maybe it'd be Nancy. That's my guess. Nancy Webb.
Or Mad Monkey.
Roy. Roy is the next up. And I got to send people a message too when we're done that they had it. And I think Roy was in that, just so you see that. Roy Coulter was in there and he had one spot because you could tell that there was one spot because it asked you if you want to remove all or the one. And if it only asks one. So I love that because for $25, he could work his way all the way to that motorcycle. So that's pretty cool. All right, 3 down, 2 to go for this month anyhow. All right, any more guesses?
Me.
Oh, that'd be nice. Except I don't know if I could rig the wheel to get you to win.
I don't think you could have me on there 1,000 times. I wouldn't win.
Robert Russell. That name is familiar. He didn't win it before, did he? No.
I don't think so.
Robert Russell. That's really cool. We're going to publish a list so people know that they've made it to the next round. See how he's got to remove and remove all. So that means he was on there more than once. So he could win it again. So that's 4 out of 5. This is your last chance to move forward onto the big wheel if you donated for the month of April. So let's see where we're at. There's Frankie's name there right in front of me.
Gavin.
Frosty, Gavin. See, there's so many people you can't see it until it stops.
Walter.
Walter.
Wow.
Walter's a pretty active guy. I know he's not. I don't think he's watching tonight. I think he's working. That's awesome. Walter's going to be super happy. Walter rides a Pan Am, so if he were to happen to win a new bike, I think he'd be all over it. And Walt lives right down the road from me, like 2 or 3 miles away. So if he won that bike, I would have to look at that bike riding by all the time, and I would just be like, man, I was so close. That's awesome. Well, congratulations to Tim, Donald, Roy, Robert, and Walter. This was the man's. Yeah, this was the guys' week right here, the guys' month. So May is guys' month. No girls were involved in the winning of the wheel at all. So sorry for that, but anyhow, that's
Good luck next time.
Yep. Well, we had a busy night. Thanks you again to my mom and dad for coming on. Thank you to the Street Cred and the Mission 777 for rocking it out. And thank you, Misty, for doing such a fine job as always. And Dylan, your hand is above average for sure. And are we all good, Dylan? We got a thumbs up because you're good, but all right, we are good. All right, everybody, peace out, and we'll see you next week. I will be on the road, but I won't have started my M. My M, I'm really excited about because it's going to start at 1 in the afternoon out there is my plan because of military time. That's 1300. It's on the 13th day, and I'm starting M, which is the 13th letter of the alphabet. So it's going to be a triple 13 kind of day, and I'm pretty excited about it. So stay tuned. I'll be on the road on Sunday. I don't know where I'll be on Monday, but I'll make sure I got my Starlink, and we're going to have our first ever show from the road with a Starlink, and we're going to see how it works. So see what happens. Awesome. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Have a good week.